Alright guys, so it's been about 2 weeks, 3 weeks since I installed the 3D Factory adapters to my MeepoV3, and I'm just going to give you guys kind of a little update, what I think about it. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Is it not worth it? Alright, well, for me personally, for my uses, it's definitely worth it. I think the pros when it comes to it is you don't have to worry about potholes, crack, going on the sidewalk, small bumps. You know, you don't have to worry about that twig getting in the way and just throwing you off the board. So for me, it's definitely worth it just for the comfort of it. It definitely gets more addictive in the sense that you just want to keep on riding because your feet don't hurt. So I mean, it's just like you're riding on clouds. It really is that way. It's a huge difference just from regular POO sleeves. The not so great part, I would say, is the one thing that you notice right off the bat is your battery. When I started with the batteries that I currently have, it's just the standard Meepo battery, but I used to be able to get around 11 to 12 miles depending on how I was cruising. I was usually on the third speed for the most part, and I was able to get around 11-12 miles, which is, it's pretty decent. I'm 180 pounds, so that's, I mean, it worked for me. I used my board for work, so I used to go back and forth 3 times before I had to charge it. With the 3D Factory, I mean, it does take more power, and since it also slows down the speed a little bit, I've been on Pro. So Pro mode with the 3D hubs, I probably get around 7 miles, 7 to 8 miles before I have to charge it. Again, that's with the standard battery. I'm sure with the ER it'll be a little bit more. Right now I'm debating if I want to just buy another standard battery in case and add it to this, or if I want to go and buy the ER battery. The thing with the ER battery is that it's 300 bucks. For 300 bucks, I could honestly just invest another 100, get another V3, take the battery out, and then just sell the board for parts and make money back that way. So right now I'm still kind of debating it. I don't know, I might sell my board and get kind of been looking into tramp out a little bit, but we'll see. So really that's the number one factor with these bigger wheels, is that your battery does cut in half. When it comes to the speed, it does slow down a little bit. Like I said, I used to go 3 with the POO sleeves, and now I'm on Pro. I think the speed is still there. The only difference is it doesn't have that kick anymore that Meepo originally has. So it doesn't have that quick torque that, you know, if you're not paying attention, it will just knock you off your board. So as far as speed, you can reach those same speeds. It is, however, it just takes a little bit longer. So you'll probably have to be cruising for like 6 to 8 minutes, 6 to 8 seconds before you get to the same speed that you would with the regular wheel. So I think the speed is the same. It just takes longer to get to that speed. And of course, you're using more power. So yeah, that's really the biggest flaw. So definitely, if you're gonna upgrade to the 3D Factory, that is my only thing I'd say, is like, just have in mind that if you are gonna upgrade, you will need another battery, especially if you like riding around a lot. Like I said, I'd probably get 7 miles just cruising with the 3D hub motors. Another thing I will say is that just because you have all-terrain wheels on your MeepoV3 with the adapters does not mean you have a mountain board or anything close to that. That's something that you kind of have to keep in mind. You know, well, I have gone through rock and I have gone through grass. With these, it's not really meant for that. The amount of pressure you're putting on the hub motors alone, it's a lot. I saw one of the guys on Facebook, they cracked, you know, the hub motor kind of cracked when they went through a huge gap with rock at the bottom. And you know, it's not a mountain board. You could get away with certain things, but I guarantee you, if you ride hard, you do it often, yeah, you're almost up the whole. I mean, you wouldn't even do that if you didn't have AT wheels, right? Because, well, you would just jack up your hub motors immediately, or at least you won't be able to remove the screws anymore. With that being said, these front wheels here, they are a lifesaver. I'm able to just go through anything with confidence. I don't have to worry that, you know, I'm gonna be stopped on my tracks. The board is a little bit heavier, but really not by much. And this is the back side. So if you guys see there, you know, there's a recent mountain board have, for the most part, have, you know, springs on the trucks. You know, it's kind of, so you're kind of moving more like you would with a Jeep, where each wheel kind of maneuvers individually, as opposed to when you hit a pothole going really fast on your car and you're just like, you kind of feel that. That's kind of how it is with this. So while you could go over those potholes and all of that, I really don't recommend it. I think it's more of an upgrade just for safety. And you know, I'll show you guys a couple videos of me just going over a little bit of cobblestones and just like one spot where they're doing construction, so I would usually have to get off my board and walk a little bit, where now I could just go over it with ease and confidence, and you know, I could just keep riding. It's a lot funner too. And with that being said, one of the other differences is the braking. That's one of the things that I've noticed, where, you know, without the 3D factory hub adapters, your board will usually, you know, you just hit back on that throttle and it'll just brake immediately. They have really good brakes. The one thing I would say is, though, with the 3D factory, their braking, it won't stop all the way. And I mean, that's just something that has to do with the ESC, you know, where it's not timed correctly to just stop right when it's supposed to. So, you know, it doesn't really calculate the entire turn of the wheel. So a lot of times you do have to foot brake. You're not going very fast when you're doing it anyways. But just kind of something I noticed a little bit. But you should learn how to foot brake anyways in case of emergency. So it's good practice for that. So I'm going to show you guys a video, you know, of where the brakes work, how they're supposed to. But I almost got into a huge accident. There was a bus behind me that could not, or should have not, passed the green light to get to the bus stop because there was already another bus there. So what the bus decided to do was get side by side with this other bus. What I didn't know was that he was going to open the door to let the passengers out. So as I'm going in between the two buses, the bus driver, which he's not supposed to, he's supposed to drop people off at the sidewalk, decided to open the door and let people out. And at that same time, I was going right between the two buses. And luckily, I just yanked back on the brakes and the board completely stopped, and I kind of launched forward a little bit, and I ended up just kind of hugging the guy because I didn't want to tackle him. But there's something where, like, you know, if I was going really fast towards that, once that light changed, if I was just like going all out, I mean, I could have really hurt this person and hurt myself. So the brakes do work great. Like always, you know, wear protective gear and just be aware of your surroundings, because, you know, a lot of times when people get in accidents, it's not even their fault, really. It's the people or the environment, you know, it's drivers, or, you know, you never know what's gonna pop out. You know, it could be a stray cat or something like that. So always be aware, especially in city environment like I am. You know, that's why I can't even imagine having headphones on. I'm definitely guaranteed to get in an accident. But that's kind of my little update on the 3D factory. You know, right now I'm still thinking if I want to get another battery, or if I might just wait till the spring and just get another board. But for right now, it's fine. You know, I take it to work, I charge it, and then I come back home. Where before I used to just do both trips for one shot. So just keep that in mind. That's all, guys. Keep skating.